Now let's discuss about waterfall charts. So waterfall charts, they are one of the many new charts available only in Excel 2016 onwards. Okay, so they're very popular actually in the corporate environment because they graphically show you on the positive and negative movements, right, within your monthly net profit or cash flow. So it's actually very painful if you have to create this chart on a monthly basis using formulas. It's a nightmare. Okay, so waterfall charts are very useful because they show you the initial values. For example, over here, our initial value is the January income of 2,100, and then what happens is it shows you on how it gets affected by a series of positive and negative expenses. So you can see here that it drops by 540, it increases by 250, and then it drops by another 800, and it's shown to you in a visual way, right? Because it's a lot easier to understand this chart over here. And then we have our resulting February income over here, which is 1,010. So this is the resulting value. Okay, so now let's create our waterfall chart. So I'll just select this one and delete this so we can create this from scratch. And first things first, before we do that, is we need to make sure our data, right, has a starting total. So in our case, it's the January income over here, right? And then we need to add the positive and negative values, like the direct expenses, indirect expenses, the wages over here. So you can see the three values listed out over here. So it's kind of like a delta, or what is the change in the value over time, right? And then at the very end, we should have our ending total, which is, in our case, it's the February income, which is just a sum or a total of the numbers over here. So you could see on our February income, it's actually a sum of all of the numbers above. Okay, so now we have everything ready for our data. Let's go to inserting our waterfall chart. So let's go to insert. Let's go to recommended charts, all charts, look for waterfall. There's only one choice over here, so that's looking good. Cool. Let's go okay. Now let's make this a bit bigger over here. And we're going to be making some changes. You could see that, let's say for the February income, it's actually floating. We want this fixated right at the bottom over here so that it's more visual. So now just click on this one, right? Click on your January income so you can see that it gets highlighted. Just right click on it, go to format data point, and you could see a selection over here called set as total. So just make sure that's selected. Okay, and do the same thing as well for February income. So just click on it twice so that it gets highlighted individually, right? Go right click, select format data point, and make sure that set as total is selected. So you could see now it gets fixated as well. Cool. Yep. And now we have our waterfall chart, and then you could go to chart tools, right? Change your design over here. If you prefer a different style, you could just play around with the design and the styles listed out over here. Okay, and delete this as well. And now you have your great waterfall chart ready, and you can quickly point out to your management on where the variances have occurred.